Okay. All right. Hello. Hi. Welcome to my birthday. Um, it's my birthday. I am 30. And I am today doing some streams with some people that I love. Which I think is the best way that I can think of for celebrating my birthday. How
How?
is my
Friend. That's gay.
I think my camera is slightly out of sync, which is weird.
So that birthday energy.
Yeah, all the
Your
birthday energy
your
is just overwhelming it.
the
Yeah.
camera still thinks you're 29, and so there's a slight 1 year delay.
A slight 1 year delay. Exactly.
We're broadcasting to 2017 right now.
Why is it out of sync? What about if I get my camera and I switch it to that one? Oh no, that freezes it. That seems to be better. It's still slightly out of sync, but I don't think it's noticeable. I think. Cool. All right. So I will. I will finish doing the overlays in a second. But I thought we should say hi and get started on things because we are running slightly behind, and I know that we have a pretty hard time limit on like when we can finish today. So. Because Luke will need to abscond. So I'll get people to introduce themselves in case people are new to the stream, because there are some people who haven't been here before. We got some lovely birthday raids. So if you don't know me, it's my birthday. Hi, I'm Ash. I use she/her pronouns, and play role-playing games on the internet, which is what we're doing today. And we have Luke. Hi. Hello.
Hello. I'm Luke. I use they them pronouns. I am a game designer and a professional GM for children, and I do some other stuff. Sometimes I cook pizza. That's me.
Yeah.
Seen it.
DC seen the pizza?
I have.
Oh,
I put that pizza fucking everywhere on social media. It was good
Nice.
pizza.
nice. DC, hi. How you going? I
Hello.
totally shocked you out of like with my not having my time zone correction being right.
It's all good. I'm DC. I use they them pronouns, and I like Luke's pizzas.
Yep.
In theory, I haven't eaten them. Just to be clear.
We need
Look,
we,
next-
we need to have a
next year.
separate stream, which is like where Luke ships us all pizzas.
Next year, I'm gonna be in the USDC, so like
It's gonna happen.
pizza. That's all I'm saying.
I'm on board. And Cammy, hi. This is my sister. She's cool.
Hello,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
Cammy. I'm awake, I promise. I definitely didn't read the message time wrong. I also play games on the internet. We've been searching for that mountain mama in Fallout 76. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So the game
think
we're
for this-
playing. Pardon?
I think it's a real shame, just for the sake of the gag, that Cammy is not your twin sister, because otherwise,
I know.
it'd be like surprise reveal. It's also Cammy's birthday stream.
I think
That's not true. So
Yeah.
we don't.
No. And like also because she uses the name TwinCam on the internet.
That's true.
Sometimes. So that would be like real clever, but
Oh god, that would be really good.
yeah.
I'm
But-
sorry, audience.
Sorry for like setting us up for a gag that doesn't exist. So I'm just like my overlays are like being typed out as I do them. She, her. So we're doing Fly By Night. It's kind of steampunk space exploration with like weird religion stuff.
Great.
Yay!
And like cosmic horror and all those sorts of things. Who have any of y'all had thought about like what we want to do for characters and crew and stuff?
I have a character in mind.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be a priest.
Yeah, I that makes sense.
I read it. It's real good. I have a name for my weird priestly order that I'm part of.
Yes.
DC, what were you saying? You want to be Bohemian?
No, I'm gonna be a demon.
Dope. Cool.
devil.
Yes.
But yeah.
Fuck yeah. My religion, they're called the Marcrescents. Marcrescent is an old-fashioned word for someone withered but like still like clinging on and hanging in there. And their full name is the Sacred Order of Death, Rampant and Intertwined.
Holy shit. I love that. Cool.
I don't know what that means yet, but I'm gonna figure it out.
Here, have a character sheet. I'll give you a.
Right.
I'm just making them be all players, but just claim one.
Jiao Krog.
I feel like I would like it if they had a slightly better random name generation algorithm for Roll20.
Because then you could use them.
Yeah, right. You could be like, yes, like I like if it were. I don't want to toot my own horn, but like I've written some much better random name generation algorithms in.
It's your birthday. Toot away.
That's what I was thinking.
I've
It's your
written some.
birthday, and you'll toot if you want to.
Gonna sip Bacardi like I'm gonna toot Bacardi like it's my birthday. I don't. Do you toot Bacardi? Is that a thing you can do? I don't know what you do with a Bacardi.
Damn.
It's my birthday. I'll toot Bacardi if I want to.
Also, my character has a name now.
Cool.
Imagine loading like Bacardi into a bike horn and then squeezing the thing at someone. Like
Cammy, I don't want to yuck on anyone's yum, but what is your thing with bike horns?
they go toot.
They do go toot. That is true. I feel like your entire, like all of the audio cues for your Twitch channel should probably be,
Toots?
Different-
like
different
bike horn
bike
themed.
horns.
Yeah, different bike horn cues. Like for like when someone comes in, just like the devil's da-na-na, but like in bike horns and all these sorts of things.
Yeah, guy. Yes, this is from the 1970 penny farthing. That's where that bike horn is from.
Oh, get real serious with it. Get
Yeah, get real specific.
1970 penny farthing.
They probably had them.
Probably. This is like Luke talking about cars. It's amazing. It's just yeah, I'm on board. So DC, you're being a. So have you chosen your starting special ability and your darts?
No, I have not.
So do you want to read us the options?
Oh, I get. Oh, there are more character sheets.
Yep. There are.
Uthfud. Utra. Oh my.
I think Atra
Yeah.
has some potential.
The devil. Contact. My
Yes,
special
everyone needs a
ability.
contact as well. Yeah.
I think that I want to have. You made this difficult.
Good. Great. Excellent. That means it's good game design from my perspective. I'm always like, if you can't choose which one is your favorite and you wanted all of them, then that's good game design.
In the immortal words of John Harper, the first one has been chosen as a good default, and if you can't pick,
In this game, none of the first ones have been chosen as good defaults.
oh no!
To be fair, it is the first one of the plays.
This is the first playtest of a game that was
Yes.
written while playing another game. So, like, all of the design for this I've done while playing Sunless Skies and just being like, ooh, I should add this.
Ooh, Ash.
Yes.
Do you know where I can find the Unicode for a filled-in version of these little circles?
Yes. They are all in the shapes block of Unicode.
Cool.
Okay.
I'm googling it for you now.
Thank you.
I think this should be. I'm post it in the Zoom chat, I guess.
Yes, fantastic.
Do you know what I love about birthday streams is that I don't have to be professional. I can just
Fuck
be
no.
like, fuck it. just like randomly disappear from stream for a little bit.
This
and
is
come
what
back.
actually playing a role-playing game looks like, everyone. You
Yeah,
know, like,
exactly. This is actual play. Right, that's there in the Zoom chat for you.
actual play.
Yeah, most actual play, the actualist play.
None of that focused,
Yeah.
narrative-driven content.
Like
It's
we
all-
might only get through character creation and be like, man, that's enough.
Actualize your play today with these tricks.
I would like to announce that I'm playing the soldier,
Fuck
Ooh.
yeah.
and I am playing, and my contact is the nurse, and I am being a sword lesbian.
Fuck yes. I love it. Cool.
A compassionate nurse.
Nice.
Well, that assumes the gender of the profession of a nurse, but isn't that setting appropriate?
Why does it assume the gender? Oh, you're assuming the gender. Yeah.
Yes.
Like I specifically made sure to not state the gender of anything in this as much as possible. But you can absolutely be a lesbian and have your nurse be your lesbian friend.
Big one.
Yeah, plus
As-
one. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I'm Utra, the demon, the devil,
The demon, the devil.
and I use honeyed words to make people do bad things.
Fuck yeah.
Are you actually Utra, the demon, the devil? Is that like a
As a
shtick?
No.
name?
No, I mean people probably have lots of names for me, but I keep it low key.
Love it.
People might just actually call me the devil.
Mm. I definitely think I call you just by your given name. Because
Okay.
by the precepts of my
I mean,
religion,
is it my
you're
given
not-
name or is it a name I just gave you?
I don't know, like
Given by yourself.
yeah, given by you to me. You know, like
I need a sword lesbian name. Chat, go.
We're on low latency, so they should be fast. Let's go.
my name is Welsh, so it's pronounced Wichawel.
Fucking hell.
So you're Wick.
That'll do. Wichlawel Abernathy.
I'm very glad that you're here to be on your bullshit, Luke. I'm about
Yep.
it.
And the ability that I am taking is Fear of God.
Fuck yes.
Plus
That's
1d
a-
command when you invoke the divine or past sins of your target.
Yeah. Love it. Yeah. That's definitely like the aggro priest, just being like.
Yeah, fire and brimstone.
Yeah. 100%.
Tabitha.
Oh my god.
Oh dear.
Mila Gaia it is.
Cool. Love it.
Oh.
Stabitha is a good name for a sword lesbian specifically. This is, like I like the specificity of that.
Chad are good at role-playing games, it turns out.
Yeah, the sheets. Can I show the sheets off with?
Are you in custom sheets?
They're just standard. They're
Yeah, cool.
blanked.
I've just copy-pasted everything across.
So
Can you do that?
not if you're going to use the like Luke's using using it as a text field, whereas you can
Oh.
also use the abilities tab as well to have things.
Oh shit. I could do that, but I'm not going to.
Let's see if I can't get a version of this with map. So
Map.
Do 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 do. Yeah, exactly. That's the song. You got it.
The song that all of us sing on the ship. Without
Is it
all
like
knowing the tune?
Assassin's Creed where all of your ship crew sing songs?
No, just the player characters. And it's all along the watchtower.
Is the song that we sing on our ship?
This is now Battlestar Galactica Steampunk Edition.
I mean,
It wasn't already?
it kind of could be. Can I?
I read that the music person for Battlestar Galactica did their cover of All Along the Watchtower, gave it, like, presented it to the directors and producers, and they went, shit, this is good, we're going to incorporate it into the show. Like, and then it became a plot point rather than the other way around.
Rather than being asked for a plot point thing.
In music form, yeah.
All right, I have everything but my look and possessions.
Cool. Do you want to tell us about it?
Yeah, so I'm good at hearts. I've got 2 relate and 1 brawl.
Mm-hmm.
I've got some good iron because I got 2 in command.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
then I have 1 in deceive and 1 in reason.
Cool.
My contact is Autumn, an unrepentant criminal,
Yes.
who I think is like a murderer for hire.
Yeah, right. Not an assassin, a murderer.
Yeah, right.
Like
it's
there's
not
a
as
specific
subtle.
difference there.
Well, no, because it doesn't happen from surprise. Because like the thing about Autumn that I respect and that makes us contacts is that Autumn is really into like rolling up and having a boxing match with them that ends when one person dies.
All right.
Like it's that kind of murder for hire.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, yes, you are like embracing the way that death lives inextricably entwined within life.
Jesus Christ, I love it.
Yeah, my weird religious order. Like, God bless you, son. So yeah, Autumn, and he's like 20. He's like a young boy, and he
Yep.
dresses like a bit of a dandy. He's
And
like a
then
soft.
beats people to death.
Yeah, he's like a soft boy, except the part where he fights people to death.
I'm about it. I like it.
Yep, that's what I've got.
Cool. All right. I'm just getting it so that people can see the character sheets if I bring them up. No. Not that either.
Leading group actions is good.
It is good.
Oh shit! Do we have to choose?
Things.
Sorry, DC. Pardon.
How many dots do I get in things?
It should say that. It should say there on the in the class section. It should say put 3 dots in such and such and all those sorts of things.
Do we also, Ash, have to choose, for purposes of that bit where we drive the ship around, do we have to choose what, like, job we do on the ship?
No, you choose that when you're doing the driving around.
Right, okay, so cool.
So because you can switch out, right? Like you can be like, oh, I'm
Nice.
going to be the, because like someone might need to be being healed, and you might be like, okay, well, we probably want a person on gunnery, even though I'm not great at it. Let's do that. So that we don't have no one manning the guns while we fly around space. All right, let's get some character sheets up. So are we calling you Wick or Will for short?
I think Wick.
Yeah.
I like that.
Boy.
How's that? There we go. There's Miller.
Battle Steam Galactica. I like it.
Battle Steam Galactica. This is so good.
Maybe my compassionate nurse's name is Stabitha.
Yes. Very good.
The song you should sing on the ship is 4 minutes 33 seconds.
Stabitha Christie.
Stabitha Christie.
Stabitha Crispy.
Hi Ray.
right,
Hi
here-
Darren.
Here is my official description of my contact.
Uh-huh.
A soft boy who loves poetry, herbal tea, floral shirts, and murder. A romantic in the capital R sense.
Why do I feel like this character is inspired by DC?
That's exactly what I was
I
gonna
was
say.
like, well,
That,
okay.
that was not intentional, but now that I think
This
about
is
it.
me.
You've
'Cause that
described
sounds
DC the murderer.
There's a
I mean-
specific
I mean, really
character.
just-
There's a specific character in Les Mis I'm kind of thinking about, but
Uh-huh.
like, I'm happy for DC to like be the face claim of this character if they're on board with that.
Go ahead. Do as you please.
Yeah, the character is played by DC, but portrayed in this role-playing game by Luke.
No, because this is my contact. They're portrayed.
Oh,
by you.
that's right. This is your
Oh.
contact, right? Okay, cool, awesome.
Yeah, I haven't even figured out what my look is yet.
And we will need to put together a ship as well, but that's less complicated.
I like
Let's see.
ships.
I put in 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
And Ash, I presume that there is not a list of personal items. We just get to make
There is
them.
not a list. You get to make it up.
Yes.
Ugh.
Okay, I have a scarf that's made of fire.
Fucking hell. Yes.
I don't. I've already done that gag. We gotta be original.
Hey, hearts.
All right. I have 2 in deceive, 2 in skulk, 2 in study, and 1 in command.
Awesome.
I'm a skulking deceptive
Decepticon.
study person who yells at people sometimes.
Excellent.
Ah, yes. The Decepticons. I seem to have fucked up Roll20's layout real bad by copy pasting, but this will be fine.
That
Yeah,
looks
roll
right
20
to me.
is really weird about copy pasting right now, but
Yeah, right.
I think it's these little images of the clocks.
Oh, right. How did you even have pictures in there of the clock? How did that even happen?
I just hit copy paste.
No wonder Roll20 is cross. Like, that shouldn't
And
be.
now I can't figure out how to get rid of them.
That shouldn't even be possible.
Oh dear. Oh, hang on a minute. I did it. They're gone now.
Okay.
Maybe that will fix things.
Atra uses any pronouns because they're a devil.
Legit, right? Like you get to define a certain amount of what devils are, and like I will kind of default to my understanding of devils from the Sunless Skies thing, but you get to define devilness because you are playing the devil to a certain degree. So you can be like, no, gender and devils, not a thing.
Kind of just about it.
Yeah, it's like that doesn't.
People seem to like genders
Yeah.
in this strange.
Is that one of the pleasures that you play people with?
Is gender?
I mean, whatever they have an opening for me to fuck around with, I'm in there.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Really,
Oh dear.
you know me. Me and my honeyed words. 3 personal items and 2 look descriptors.
I mean, you can have more look descriptors if you want, but like I reckon you should be able to nail it in 2.
I'm gonna have a soul orb.
Now, what is it exactly? Play to find out.
Yep.
I have a bitchin' revolver, a huge saber, a very nice coat, a scar over the eye, and a big lesbian undercut.
I love it so much. Oh,
dear.
that's so good.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna combine these 2 things.
That's, yeah,
I'm gonna have a death scythe that has a soul orb in it.
Yes.
great.
Ooh. An ancient gold coin.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. And then a Pez dispenser. No, I'm just kidding.
It shoots fire.
Oh no, it's like one of those little like snuff boxes that they used to have, and it's filled with like little pills.
Yeah,
It's like a Pez, but like period appropriate.
Ooh.
It's a
cigarette
Pez with a little demon on the top.
A cigarette case with. Oh wait, no lighter. I'm a devil.
Yeah, you just.
I'm really picturing the like your fingernails are all like weird and black, and when you scrape them against each other, it like throws off sparks, and you can do it like that.
I like the whole like kind of dipped fingers thing,
Mmm.
and like in an inky way, so it looks like it smears, but maybe it's even like
Big mood.
what's the word I'm looking for? Like sulfury.
Mm-hmm.
So my hands are always have this dirty sulfury sort of residue that gets left around, but
What if you can strike matches against your hands?
I'd probably just go
I
and
know.
fire.
There's something about the visual of just being able to strike matches up your finger.
I love
your
that
fingernail.
gag in
But like,
in The Mummy where they strike matches on stubble. And like it totally the thing I totally ship Brendan Fraser and whatever the mysterious like
oh yeah, that guy.
the cult guy with the beard is, and like there's a moment where he strikes a match on cult guy's beard, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
oh, great,
Now
excellent.
kiss.
Yep.
You're very, very close.
I think that's a very good like visual description of how stubble feels.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because we all know that wouldn't work, but people who have a stubble know that it feels like that.
Yeah.
How do you make a steamship?
So, once we've done our characters, a ship is pretty simple. When you first embark, create your ship by choosing 2 parts from the list of parts. Your ship can have up to 5 parts equipped, up to 12 units of cargo. It holds up to 12 units of cargo and up to 12 coin. So basically, we just have to pick which 2 parts from the parts list do we want to have.
Can our ship have a heart?
It's not on the parts list, but it might need to be. Let's
Put it in
choose
that
from
one.
the parts list today, and like you can leave a comment on the parts of like, please add a heart.
Where is the clockwork heart option, Ash?
Yeah.
All right, my look is withered and cozy.
Mm-hmm.
Like
and
an old blanket.
like an old blanket, exactly. And my possessions are a ritual shroud embroidered with the sigil of the Marcrescents, the edges bladed and weighted.
Fuck yes.
A book of funereal poetry, and a hip flask filled with hearty beef broth. It gets cold out in space sometimes.
That's just
So-
you, Luke.
That's just so good. Oh,
Look,
my
I said
goodness.
cozy. I said cozy and withered. I'm sticking to it.
Oh yeah, 100%. I love it. There we go. Now I can see it.
Actually, no. I've changed my mind. It's going to be with a warm apple cider
Okay. All right. Cool.
because apples are very on theme with the like autumnal aesthetic of this character.
Right. Yep. Cool.
And also, you wouldn't get like fat residue left over in the
That is
Wow.
also true. That's a good
on
point.
the broth.
Is
I look
is
so-
the
so
broth
far.
is the broth the first thing you go to because you're like craving it, Luke?
Yes, I did have really good vegetable soup last night, but
Oh, that's
like
good.
I do low key, you know.
Yeah. No, that's fair. That is fair.
So get to choose 2 parts at the start.
Yeah, we get to choose 2 parts for our ship, and we get to give it a name.
Parts, huh? I want something absolutely destructive.
Do we have?
There are some of those at the start of the list.
Do any of us have helm?
Let's see.
Nope.
Not me.
I will put a thing in helm then.
It's probably a good idea.
Probably wise.
I don't need to relate to people, but I do need to fly a steamship.
It's all good. I'll relate to people for you.
Ooh, the Thorny Brook Needle Eye Sniper Rifle.
I like the hull mounted auto rifle because that's you. Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm down here at the bottom of the list, right? And I'm thinking like, I do like the sound of the portable wardrobe. We can change our clothing aboard ship to a variety of different costumes. Like, I'm into that. But also the Sanctum sounds good because we can relate and reduce people's terror clocks, which I feel will be important, perhaps.
Yeah. So one of the things about traveling through space when you're on a steamship and like canonically in the like setting that we're referring to, all stars are malevolent gods. Like just traveling through space tends to stress you out a lot. So like having ways to resolve that, it's probably a good thing. But like you can also do that when you're in like towns and ports and stuff, with money.
I think
Yeah, I just want the sniper rifle.
We get two, right? Like,
Yeah.
can relate to themselves. That's hard, you know?
there's like a mirror involved. You got to do self-worth affirmations.
I don't think I show up in mirrors very well.
No, that's okay because I'll relate to you.
You show up in
And
like
help
your true
reduce your
form or
terror.
whatever. Yeah.
Or
Like I
upside
look in the
down.
mirror and it's usually just a bunch of screaming faces.
Yeah.
You look in a mirror and the mirror just breaks.
And then reforms when you walk away.
That's pretty good though. That's pretty dope.
I will let you two choose the ship parts because I am being too sensible.
Ah, yes, the classic too sensible.
Like, I'm really feeling it. I'm just gonna say it, and I know that DC is gonna have a great time with this. I want the portable wardrobe.
All right. Cool.
DC's fashion sense is excellent. This is gonna be very good for us.
Cool. All right. So we've got a sniper rifle and a wardrobe. Does someone want to add those to the ship sheet?
We have a sniper rifle and a wardrobe.
That's what makes our ship good. I mean, like we have like an engine and stuff as well.
Yeah,
we just
I
don't
hope
have any.
so. Yeah.
We just don't have any of the things that make it go extra good or anything like that.
I know. It's just really fun.
The blunderbuss and the sniper rifle are like ship weapons, though. Whereas the auto rifle is a personal weapon that you fire from the ship, correct?
They're all ship weapons. They're all basically like the blunderbuss, the sniper rifle. They're all parts of the ship, right? They are connected to the ship. They're not.
Okay, so
But for instance, Ash, if we wanted to get in a fight in port, we could make a tinker roll to unscrew them from the ship
Yes.
and carry them through the
that
street
would be like
and
carrying.
shoot them at people.
That would be like carrying like an something bigger than an anti-tank rifle through
I
town.
know what I said.
Yeah.
I know what I said.
Yeah. They also notice they all say from like when shooting from the ship because they are all mounted in some way. Yeah. Cool. All right. And do we want to give our ship a name?
I feel like we all have well, at least two of us have a religious tinge to our existence. Are
The
you, like-
Godhead.
I'd be down for that.
I'm into it.
Awesome. Yeah,
Oh, such blasphemy.
the SS Godhead. Cool. All right. So let's.
Yeah, I think on our flag, which we have, which I presume there's some kind of like government regulatory body that's like, you have to fly the colors of your home port so we know if you're our enemies, blah blah blah, right? Like all that bullshit. But I think Wick has like embroidered like little sigils in thread that's like just like very faintly a different color, like around the edges of the flag to personalize it a little.
Yep. I love it. Cool.
So it's got
Alright.
like a little smiling demon face.
So we have. Has everyone got everything for their characters, and then we're all good for the ship?
I think so.
Cool. Well, do we want to take 5 minutes, 5 minutes break, and come back, and I can throw us into a sitch. Cool. All right.
Hang on. Do we have crew? Sorry, hang on. Do we have crew, like, just kind of anonymously?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Because you do. Because in
You do in
the game.
in Skies.
And it's like a measure of how well you can perform things.
Yeah. Do we? Here's a, like. Do we think that's the thing we want to have for playing? Is like anonymous crew members? I think that makes sense.
From a like suspension of disbelief angle, like it helps with the idea of like, yes, there are the three of us single-handedly
Exactly. Yeah.
crewing this
Yeah.
reasonably sized vessel.
Like an actual locomotive is crewed by about 3 people. So it depends on the scale.
Yeah, but I think the thing is that this is that an actual locomotive runs on rails, right? Like that reduces the amount of possible badness that needs to be mitigated by a crew.
Could upset the locomotive fandom with, how hard can it be?
That is a big fandom to piss off. It's just like
Just-
every single train watcher just like rocks up at your door being like, "Well, I'll have you know."
I watched that episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine last night where they make the train sets for the unimpressed kid, and Captain Holt is like, "Terry, your train is all wrong and it's not accurate.
Yep.
This is bad,
Yep.
actually."
Yep. No, I love it. That's a good question. Do
Daz
we have?
points out that you can't go mad and eat your crew if you don't have a crew.
That's true. Is that
That
an
would be
argument
very
for or against crew?
The big four.
I mean, I would eat them anyway.
No, bad.
Like I might eat one
Newspaper
of you,
pap.
depending on the situation.
The other question I wanted to ask before we start up is one of you the captain? Do we have a captain who's an NPC, or is the captain recently lost to some kind of like disease, madness, thrown off the ship into a star?
I mean, are we like? Is our starting situation maybe that we are like bringing the captain's body back to?
That's
their
the sort of
home
starting
port for,
situation
like,
of
proper
Skies.
burial?
So yeah, that makes sense.
Is it?
Yes.
Ha!
Is
I'm
or
good at
is
this.
that you inherit the ship because the previous captain dies. So
But is your first job that you have to take their body back for proper burial?
kind of, yeah. But let's
Yeah,
do it.
cool.
All right. Okay. Cool. So someone have a think about captain names while we're away, and we'll be back in a minute.
We're play storming. Yay.
What's going? Oh yeah, we're playstorming. So I was saying while we're on break, I love this thing of like playing the game and kind of writing parts of it and like and feeling out how it feels and how it works as you play that we're doing, and being like this is, and like finding out how it feels, these different mechanics feel and things like that. Like for instance, I leave a lot of things open. As a designer, I often be like, make it up yourselves, and I love how broad that's left the space, and the fact that y'all as players have just been like fill, right, rather than like just this much, right? It's like, no, like here is the church, here is what they're about, here's what devils are like, and I really like that we're creating our own world because of the implications of that space filling, which is really cool.
Soul orbs are a thing.
Yeah, soul orbs are a thing, right? And this is a thing that, like, I think you can kind of... that it's an interesting knob and it's an interesting dial to have on your game when you're designing. Like, in that, like, for instance, I often have it be very, very freeform text versus pick from a list, dials it back into, like, no, we're focusing on this specific thing, and the world looks like this.
I think all of the unusual forms of playtesting, I think, are the most fun.
Mm-hmm.
I listened to a talk by Avery the other day where she was like, yeah, when I was like, you know, like doing all the Dream Askew stuff, a lot of my playtesting looked like when I had a friend over for dinner, just handing them a character sheet and saying, just fill this out for me without any instructions, and seeing how intuitive they found it. And I'm like, that sounds like an amazing, like, yes, this is a good form of playtesting. I'm into it.
Yep. Love it. Cool. All right. So one of the things that we were saying that we need to actually fill out, because it's not in the character sheet section, it's in the Indomitable Forces section, is at the start of the game, each member of the crew chooses one indomitable force that they are escaping, which I guess means that they create it, right? The crew takes -1 reputation with that indomitable force. So indomitable forces in this game are and we just list that on the ship, I guess. The indomitable forces are factions in our world. So the skies are filled, for the sake of chat, the skies are filled with various and sundry indomitable forces. These might be the mighty empire itself, its various ministries, ancient and unfathomable minds that lurk within the skies, or a traveling band of circus performers attempting to make their fortune entertaining in the face of the infinite. So it could be like an indomitable force could be quite a small thing if it needs if that works for you, or it could be like the fucking
the Empire,
the British Empire, or the Space Empire, or it could be in what is it in the Halo universe? Cammy will know the answer when she's got her headphones back on. The Gravemind. Cammy, it's the Flood. The Flood could be an indomitable force from Halo.
The Combine.
Yeah, or the Combine from Half-Life could be indomitable forces. It could be like just a really big like mushroom network in space, or it could be
the Myconians,
or a star, or any of those sorts of things. So like, do people have feelings about like what is it that they are fleeing?
The Ministry of Health for stealing the heart of a nurse.
I love it.
That's very good. I have a thought, but I have two thoughts, and to help me choose between them, I have a question for DC. Could you tell me more about soul orbs? What are those? Yep. And can you take the souls like back out of them? Like, are they storage devices, or are they like trophies of I stole this guy's soul, or like?
Are they like batteries? Like in
they like batteries?
Like in Skyrim?
They are storage devices, and also they are tools that help signify rank. And the rank of a devil can go up or down based on how many are stored inside. Mine
it make-
has a pretty good amount, which is bad at the moment.
Does it make
Because,
things weird for you and your character concept if I have somehow acquired one of these also?
Nope.
Oh, I'm still trying to decide between these two. DC, you go.
I am running away from
Justice.
devil hunters.
Ooh, cool.
There's a whole
Can they be
It's
called
a-
Can they be called the Inquisition?
sure.
Just because.
And they're all running, but they're all they hunt devils of certain ranks. My rank is fairly high at the moment, and I got into a fight with where I was kind of outnumbered, and for some reason they're looking for me specifically. It's not good. So I'm hiding away on the ship with a priest on it and a sword lesbian.
To mask your scent, as it were.
I think they can sniff me out from anywhere, but maybe
but the skies are
maybe that is a part
vast.
of it.
Well,
Maybe
like-
there is some scent covering up being done by having a priest around.
I'm really
and
curious about the rank
lesbian.
thing. Is the rank thing like a hierarchical structure, or is it like, you know, number 3 best table tennis player, right? Like number 3 best devil. Like I'm thinking of One Punch Man, where all of the heroes are ranked.
Mm-hmm.
And like, is it a quantitative or a qualitative? Like, if you have a really good soul, like a really unusual one, is that like worth more than just like a really common soul? Or like, to what extent is this like collectible trading cards?
I
Is
think
my question.
it's absolutely collectible trading cards.
Great.
Like a Pope's soul is like mega shiny rare, right? Like,
No.
although I don't,
Shiny
think, I don't think
Pope
it's
is
based on like them being a pope, right? It's like the soul of like a person who like
Pure,
yeah, like
or mostly.
was
So
good
not a
or
pope.
interesting. Yeah. You know,
Actually,
like,
not.
Pope's also nearly worthless.
yeah, 'cause they're quite common. No, like
Um.
like the point is that being the pope isn't a thing that has a huge effect on the soul, right? Like, it might just have a lot more like pomposity in it.
Yeah.
Pomposity?
I knew it was coming. I am running away from the Bureau of Mortuary Undertakings.
Awesome.
Everyone admired the incredible pun on undertaking that I slipped in
Yeah,
there.
no, I love it.
And the reason I am running away from them is because I think, from my very limited understanding of the game this is based on, everyone is undead or something, and I'm into that. I think that sounds cool. So I think the Bureau of Mortuary Undertakings are the ones who like make sure that like when citizens die, they like come back properly. And I think my religious order believes in true and permanent death.
Right. Yes.
And
Yeah.
so
like I think not everyone is under. Like I think it's people can come back from being dead, right? Presumably via like some kind of transaction.
yeah, and so I think I have
That's what soul orbs are for.
I have like given mercy, right? Like by the tenets of my order to like a number of people who I think the Bureau perhaps intended to bring back and now can't.
Wait,
And
are there
one of
people
those
who were
people-
sentenced to like who like died before their sentence for crimes were like
Some of them were.
completed or things like that?
Some of them were. I think there was also like a lesser prince.
Okay.
Oops.
Yep.
Yep.
Cool.
That's me.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome. All right.
You're
so-
in trouble for being nice.
I mean, that sounds pretty on brand.
Yes.
That's pretty on brand.
Cool. All right. So, I think that's our ship then. I think
What does that ship look like?
that's a good question. So, ships are space locomotive boats. So, like, what is that? What does ours look like?
Does it can it have sails?
I mean, yes.
Can it be that like it's like an enclosed space locomotive type thing, but then it does actually have like a mast and like big sails that catch the solar wind, and that's how it go fast.
Yeah, that's the thing we can do. Like, we can absolutely, and like that can be like a thing that we have as like a backup against, like, in case the
you want-
ship dies.
Is it a mast or is it like frills on the side?
Oh, is it like a pair of like flippers?
Yeah.
I mean, why not both?
Okay, no,
I don't know. There's something about the like traditional ship, like sailing ship in space aesthetic that I just think is extremely good. So
Yeah,
that's
cool.
my bias declared.
So yeah, we have like a big metal hull and then bright white canvas, like atop it.
Space canvas.
I think we should be like a diesel locomotive. So it's
Yeah?
just this big rectangle.
Yeah.
Big red and yellow rectangle in space. None of this antiquarian round things. This is the military future.
Yeah, it's just a rectangle with flippers and sail.
I love the combination of like diesel punk and then like
Age of
Sail
Sail
as like a combination thing.
All right, I have a very crucial question, DC.
Yes.
Is there some kind of strange aesthetic marker that our ship has because a devil has lived here for a period of time? Is that a
Yes.
thing?
It's probably hard to catch if you're just hanging around in space looking at the ship, but it looks like either ink or hot tar or something is dripping out of the bottom of the ship,
Yes.
and there's no leaks or anything like that. It's just
I like the idea
guess-
that just like seams tend to like leak this ichor.
Almost like condensation, but
Yeah,
gross.
yeah. Just occurs in all sorts of places. Yeah, love it. Cool. All right, so the godhead, with its, I'm picturing it as orange, Cammy. Is that?
It's like red with an orange stripe.
Yeah, right. So this huge like rounded rectangular like form with great white canvas sails. I think we catch it like passing in front of the light from a sun. I think this sun is like bright and so quite close to white, but also its tone is like cerulean. Is quite a blue toned sun. And I think we see the ship like in space but pulling in towards a city. Is it a city from Earth that has been moved into the sky, or is it some new city that's been built on the frontier?
We could do New Adelaide.
New Adelaide, yeah, right, okay. I mean, okay, so yeah, so this entire structure is like several huge chunks of Earth, floating in the space, the reaches of space, and on it are many small cottages, but then it's like spiked with church steeples on there's like at least one church steeple from every stone. and it's and like it's all linked together with like telegram cables that like run across it, and things like that. And then but it doesn't have bridges and things. There are little, much smaller than your own ship. There are little what's the word I want? Budgets, ferries. There are little ferries that like ferry people from one part to the next, and the main structure is this huge ornate like early 20th century like cathedral type structure, big stone columns, but they're not like rivuleted, and like great slate tiled roofs and all of these sorts of things. The whole place has this very like austere grandiosity, of like you can feel you can feel the city judging you as you pull into the dock. And I think that we hear the sound of like the engine, of the steam engine like giving off steam as like people rush to pull it into dock and all those sorts of things. And a woman with a like pure white hair in like a very tight bun and like a pinstriped business suit approaches and like comes up to the boarding the gangplank boarding area and just stands there with her clipboard, and just waiting for, technically the captain should of the ship should report in and like make yourself known.
Can I add a small indulgent
Oh,
detail?
absolutely.
Yeah, I think in the background of this shot, like, because I'm imagining it's like a side-on shot, right? If we get like the side of the ship, and then we got like the plank, and then she's standing on it, and in the background past her, we can just like hazily see like a great big billboard in like black and white, and it's like a really blocky like a woodcut type design, and it's for like the agricultural union, like iced coffee for your constitution or something.
Yes, excellent. Yep, I love it. Cool.
Just for the Adelaide members of the audience.
Yep, I love it. Yeah, so you the clerk, the harbor clerk, she stands outside and like she like clears her throat with like a like, you know, just waiting for the captain to present themselves as is customary.
Do we bring him out on a stretcher?
Yeah,
Like
are we all
with a flag on him?
Yeah, are we all on the inside of the door, like trying to figure out what to do?
I think
I'm not doing much. I'm sitting there, probably closest to the door, just holding my scythe and flipping a coin and waiting for all this to be resolved. Because I can sense her out there and I want her soul, but it's not the time for that.
It's so much effort. You know?
What about her soul makes her specifically valuable?
She's tough. I think it's that she has a very structured life. People kind of the value of their souls comes into play in a lot of different ways. Hers specifically, I think, is good because she has that tightly wound thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
The less your soul is like a demon's, the more valuable it is.
Right. Yep. Love it.
That's dope as fuck.
I think the proper way to do things is to say, I'll come out with my very fine coat and I'll have 4 crew members carrying the captain out on a stretcher, and we'll be like, brr, 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 all very somber.
Wrapped in white muslin.
With a flag of their origin. So wherever they come from.
Yeah. So like, I think it's a, I think it's a British flag, right? Like, we're all part of the, like if we're in New Adelaide, New Adelaide, then I think this is technically part of the Empire.
Mhm.
Yeah. So. Yeah. This is. She like glances at you and is like and like sees this. I think. Are you trying to like? What are your intentions here? Do you want her to like back the fuck up, or
Yes, in the like if she's looking to charge us a fee or whatever, like it should be waived given the circumstances. And yeah, I think there should be some sort of somber. And what was our mission? Why is the captain being dead important?
yeah? I mean, I think you're on a like a relatively simple like. I don't think you were. Are you a merchant trader ship? Are you a military ship? Are you what's the deal? Are you explorers?
I mean, a military ship would give DC a lot of souls and me a lot of people to prevent from being resurrected.
I like the military ship.
Yeah. All right. Cool. So yeah.
It's like maybe like a routine patrol.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I don't think you like that. The captain was like shot or anything. I think they became mysteriously ill. Like they took mysteriously ill, and they have since expired from that thing.
Poor Captain Flint.
Yeah. But yeah, so Cammy, you want them to like allow appropriate grieving time and things like that?
Yes.
All right, cool.
Or perhaps they become mysteriously ill, and I feel like asking for appropriate grieving time is a farce in this situation. Like, why are we using this person's death as a reason to get out of whatever the woman would otherwise inflict on us?
Yeah, I mean, all she wants you to do a bunch of boring paperwork.
Yeah,
That's
fuck
all.
that.
It sounds like you're deceiving, maybe.
No, I'm commanding. I am saying this is this is a military tragedy.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Cool. So yeah. So like she's so what do you say to her specifically? Do you
Under naval regulation 24C.
that's all I need to hear to know that you're commanding. Yeah, you're doing that thing. Cool.
2d6.
Yep.
And you're not making up that regulation, so it's not deceived.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah, that is a real thing.
5.
Cool. Awesome. Let's hit the complications. Where's my list of complications? There it is. So I think, given that, like, none of you are fleeing the military, right? Like,
No.
Yeah, I think I want to start a clock for infractions that might lead to a court martial. So I think I start that clock.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna make that like a 6-tick clock, and we'll put 1 tick on it.
Abuses of power.
Yeah, just like you're not being military enough. So yeah, I will do that. In the meantime, though, yeah, I think she's like, what's your like title? Are you officer, or are you?
I'm certainly of rank. What's above a sergeant?
Lieutenant.
Really?
Mhm.
Huh.
First lieutenant.
I mean, I think the first question is like, are you an NCO or a CO, right? Like,
Good question.
I don't know what those words mean. Or commanding officer.
Commissioned officer or non-commissioned officer. So Sharp is a non-commissioned officer, because he is raised from the ranks.
Yeah. Are you? Yeah. Are you like?
I
Were you
think
probably
I'm-
born into privilege, and are you from like the officer track, or were you promoted up from like?
Oh, I've got to be promoted up because I'm a highly
Sure.
capable, filthy lesbian.
Yeah. No. Like legit.
Cool. All right,
Um,
so yeah. So in which case, are you sergeant or are you lieutenant or are you?
I think captain, but not ship captain. Is there a difference in?
I'm just checking what. Oh, that's below sergeant. Okay, I was gonna say corporal, but that's below sergeant. Lance corporal is below sergeant.
We'll just go with lieutenant.
Let's go with lieutenant, just because that is simpler. So yeah, she's my apologies, lieutenant. I will get someone. I'll get a member of your crew to fill these out. And I think she asks like, what are you going to do with the body? Are you handing it over to the military? Or
Yes, because it's a medical curiosity.
sure, cool, awesome. So I think we see like a bunch of medics come in and take the body from you, and I think we have them in there, like we have like doctors in their like sharp starched white coats and things, and I think and they rush up and they collect it and all those sorts of things. At which point someone like comes up to you, Miller, and is like we'd like to have a word. One of the like doctors.
No.
What do? Do you just like they have like a couple of toughs with them.
I mean,
And I mean, and the other two can see the situation unfolding.
We're busy.
We've got orders to follow despite the captain's death. So we've got to go. We don't have time to have a word.
That sounds like maybe commanding.
I'll ask them what about. What do they want to have a word about?
Yeah, I think they say they've received a wire from New Vancouver, that your like appearance and disappearance from that port, and New Vancouver is where your contact is, has led to one of their most promising researchers becoming quite ill, and they think that, and they believe that you have something of hers that needs to be returned.
Oh no.
doctors, please, this is a difficult time for all of us. A busy time, a stressful time. The lieutenant has much work that needs to be done. And I'm sure, what with, it's winter, always there's a need for more pairs of hands down in the clinics. We have a mailing address. You can send us communications and we can touch base about this later, but please. And I'm just going to try and like gently smooth over this awkwardness and convince them that
Sounds like
It
you're
can wait.
relating.
I am. I'm very relatable.
Yeah. Cool.
This is like approach 1 followed by approach 2 if necessary.
Hashtag relatable.
Yep.
Yeah, that's me.
Fucking yes. Nice. Excellent. So yeah, you managed to like convince them that you can be contacted and that you have important business to attend to.
Prayer is what will ultimately be the salvation of this young colleague of yours. Please, I will make an offering at the church on their behalf, and you all should go back to your homes and pray.
I think his mustache, the guy that you're speaking to, his grey mustache bristles, and he's at like the idea that prayer instead of like medical knowledge would be the thing that is appropriate. But I think he like retires, leaving.
My God, I made him retire.
Like, you know what I mean. A priest spoke to me so hard I quit my job forever.
I quit medicine.
I quit medicine.
To become a priest.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, you have free run of New Adelaide, the city of bells and wine.
It's Derby poles.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So yeah, I think you have time to follow up in the city as you wish. What's the plan? Has anyone got things that they need to like keep an eye on?
I
I
shouldn't
want to
have
go
said.
kill someone.
I shouldn't have said stolen the heart. That's.
You shouldn't have said
I've
that.
grievously injured this woman rather than falling in love with her.
I mean, the thing is, like, have you not done both?
Both?
I guess so. That's what I was going. Like, she's ill with a broken heart. Yeah.
Yep. You wanted to do a murder. DC.
Yeah.
Yo, DC, do you want to go out for a night on the town and then you can do a murder and I'll help like dispose of a body?
You're down with murder?
Yes, absolutely.
Releasing people from this mortal coil.
Yeah, as long as the person then is like properly let go of, absolutely.
Yeah, you're like,
a
as long as
religious
they're
service.
actually dead.
Yeah, as long as the
Even I
proper
get to keep
rights.
soul.
Yeah, no. This is not a religion that believes in souls, I don't think.
Oh,
you know,
cool.
like-
Yeah, let's do murder.
Like dreams are, like souls are significant. Like obviously souls like exist. That's self-evident. But like the soul is not somehow as special. They're very like body material focused.
All right.
Cool. So yeah.
I want to convince somebody to give me their soul. And if not, I'll probably just murder.
All right.
How does murdering someone instead of willingly giving them affect the value of the soul?
I mean, it adds a
Well-
certain amount of trauma to it.
It's mostly that so if I kill someone who has a good soul, it slightly devalues the soul, which is unfortunate, but it's still a pretty good soul. Like, it would be nice if I had someone who had a very opposite of devil's soul just give it to me. That's even better. That's like 2 times the value.
Achievement unlocked, right? Like
So I'm going to try and convince someone to give me their soul, but I have a feeling it's just going to wind up ending in murder. So that's why I'm like, hey, let's go do a murder.
Yeah. All
Yeah,
right.
so we
So
go-
what?
are we
So
going to,
what's
a
your plan?
pub?
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you go to a pub and try and just like talk to people while they're drunk, or
No, that's a horrible place to go get souls.
where's a good place to get souls?
A good place to go get souls is somewhere like where people are grieving. That's a fantastic place to go get souls.
Oh, and I can help smuggle you in, right? Because I got the priest ankle.
Yeah,
Pringle.
let's go to a mortuary.
Yeah, one of those like I'm thinking of a very specific place I've been in my life, which is like a graveyard complete with like the church where the funerals happen, like that only does funerals, but with that like there is a mortuary like attached to it where those bodies are also processed.
Yeah.
So the one thing.
Yeah, cool. So like,
And there's nice trees.
do you all just like skulk up to like a funeral in progress? Is that?
I don't know that we
Yeah.
skulk. I'm in my priest robes.
Yeah.
But there's already a priest here.
More than one priest is allowed to pay their respects to the souls
Yeah.
of the dearly departed.
Yeah. So I
You
think
Scruffy sword lesbian.
I think like we like you have to catch a ferry across to like a greater like a quite a large area that is used as a graveyard. It's multi-tiered with like grass and trees and things, and then there's also like kind of catacombs where they move the bodies after they've like had their time in the grass underneath. But I think we approach we see the cerulean sun like dawning over the chunk of over the bit of like chunk of earth. We see an old oak tree that is like in the stages of like losing its leaves for the autumny wintry whatever space has, and yeah, we see the little chapel, and silhouetted in front of the cerulean sun are the crowd of people standing around. I think they're standing around a grave that is about to have a casket lowered into it. And yeah, you approach. What do your robes look like?
Wow. So here's the thing. Because we have this wardrobe,
That's what I was wondering.
costume changes are an option.
Yeah. Also,
'Cause I
DC,
think-
have you changed costume?
Yeah,
Me?
like I
I don't think so.
Okay, so we just had a
wanna
costume
look
change
spooky.
for the priest.
Well, I don't know that it's costume change, but I think the thing that I want to like draw out is that like I don't think that Wick is like publicly associated. Like the Sacred Order of Death Rampant and Intertwined is like an underground, like weird fringe, like splinter religion, right? Like to the outside world and to the military hierarchy that in which he has a job as like the ship's chaplain. Like he is just a member of like the space equivalent of the Catholic Church.
Yeah, and I
So
think
he's in,
like
space
we-
Catholic robes.
yeah, I think we hear the sound of like of a priest that is intoning. A woman is saying, and now we are thankful for God. To God that our brother Michael rests finally at last in the peace of Jesus Christ, and all of these sorts of things, right?
Ashes to ashes.
I want to jump
Yeah.
in at that point.
dust to dust. Oh,
This is where I do my work.
yeah. So my robes are like a black velvet, like friars, kind of
Yeah.
like long, like cowled gown with like a
I think our in is that I'm going to pretend that our dearly beloved was a military friend of mine.
Okay, cool.
They served.
I mean, like
I met them in training.
I want to see what Utra is doing. What's your play, Utra?
yeah. I don't know. If this is
So
gonna be
what I'm
blended.
doing is I'm walking forward, and I want my scythe out and held in the air like this, and I want to spew out that disgusting hot sulfur from my appendages, and say, "The soul of your departed is mine."
All right, cool.
But
What
that's a
action?
deceive then.
What? Yeah, is that it? What is it? What action are you?
Yeah, I don't have its soul.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Awesome. All right. So deceive. Yeah. Go for it.
That's just 2, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm seeing 2.
Okay. Ba-bum.
A 4. So on a 4 to 5. So what's your intention here? What do you want them to do?
I want them to believe that I have their departed soul.
And do what as a
are you gonna
result?
get someone to trade you their soul willingly in exchange for the soul back that you don't actually have?
Right,
That's
excellent.
exactly
Okay.
it.
All right. Well, I think what we'll do is we will. I think there is much like screaming, horror, weeping, gnashing of teeth, even. And I think that's a good place to go to a break, and we can come back and see how that resolves afterwards.
Yeah.
We'll be back in a minute. All right, we return. So, there has been some. So I think you've announced that this person's soul belongs to you. And people believe that. Unfortunately, one of the members of the crew, of the funeral assembly, draws a sword
Lovely.
and is like, you will return this. You will return, dear departed Michael's soul post haste, devil. And like throws off a cloak and reveals his Inquisition uniform.
Haha! A trap.
Cool.
So yeah, he's demanding that you give it back.
Gonna try and fight me. I don't want to fight. I want to be spooky. Well, I mean, he did lead into the question that I was going to ask anyways, so I'm just gonna say, in my devil voice, a soul for a soul. Give me yours, and Michael's will be returned.
Sounds like you're making a command.
That's good, because I at least have one in command.
It's better than none.
I'm gonna push myself.
Yeah, we can do that. There's blades.
Is that a thing in this one? I don't remember if I have rules for that. No. Okay, so there isn't pushing yourself. What there is group actions.
Is it helping?
That is a group action.
Okay.
I can do that.
So like, if two people are working on a thing together, that's a group action. So if anyone would like to help out, they're welcome to.
I have a bonus to group actions, but I don't think I care in this situation. I'm just standing at the door.
Smoking a cigarette.
Yeah, like, just if someone comes along, they're like, "What's going on?" Don't worry, just church stuff.
Right.
Church stuff.
You're helping by keeping everyone out. That's very good.
Luke, do you wanna?
Yeah.
And you don't
Yeah,
have to use the same action
Yeah, and
to do group actions.
I think what this looks like. I'm going to make a very specific reference. There's this chunk of the Roger Bacon folklore. He was a medieval, very smart man who was rumored to have deals with the devil.
Great.
That's all you need to know. And there's a bunch of the folklore about him that's like, some fool sold his soul to the devil, and he went to Francis Bacon and was like, Francis Bacon, will you be my hell lawyer and make the devil give my soul back? And there are like numerous of these stories. And so I think I'm the hell lawyer in this scene, right? I'm like, foul demon, in the name of the Almighty, do you swear that if this man, and then I look at the guy like, what's your name? And then I like give his full Christian name, like does surrender his soul unto you, that you will return the soul of dearly departed and beloved brother Michael. So I'm just like flaring it up, priest style.
Cool. What action are you using?
I think I am relating to everyone.
Because I thought you were deceiving.
Because you're in on this.
Yeah, it's pretty deceptive.
That's true, and like I have some deceive, so like I'll do a deceive.
All right, cool. So we'll take
A priest with deceive? Unheard of.
The priest starts with
priest
deceive by
starts with
default, which
deceive.
is very nice.
The priest starts with relate and deceive, I think, isn't it?
Yep.
Deceive.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
I think the priest I think the Bohemian also gets relate and deceive, but in a different,
In the other way around.
the other way around. Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay. I rolled a 2.
Okay, we've got a 4. You take a terror.
Isn't Cammy also helping?
Is Cammy also? Cammy said she wasn't helping.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you take a terror DC, as your friends are not the most helpful. I mean, your friends are actually sorry. You're not the most helpful, but the I think what happens is that is that what's this person's name? This person's name is
Oh, no.
Bartholomew.
Yeah, okay. Bartholomew says Bart, the Inquisitor, says you will not have my soul, demon, but I will give you one in exchange. One of a sinner and corrupt as yourself. And like he holds up a soul bauble and is like,
Yeah.
right, like I have a soul bauble to give you.
I love that it's not a soul orb; it's a soul bauble.
Oh, bauble orb. This is the same thing.
So it's a different stature.
So
I'm gonna try and cover for this, DC, if that's cool. Unless you want to do a thing again.
I want to inspect it. Like,
Yep.
what quality are we talking soul here? You know, like.
What is you inspecting the soul look like?
So I think that my demon eyes just fucking light up.
Is that like
And,
fire pouring out of your eyes, or do they just go like yellow? Or do they just start weeping the black ichor?
I think that you hear like this, like very quietly, as this. It's almost like lights just like turn on.
Like when a
underneath
vacuum cleaner turns on.
Or like when a choir does that weird drawback, breathy, spatial thing.
Yep.
And I start looking at people with this, like with these dark eyes that see like through a person. Like it's just like soul vision basically. And I look at the orb and I'm like, what quality is this?
Yeah.
Like,
Sounds like you're studying.
all right, I got 2 in study.
Nice.
Gotcha. Oh my god, 1 and a 2.
I mean, you don't know what quality the soul in the orb is. It's kind of like hazy. I think the orb has probably it is probably structured in such a way that makes it hard to read. But Bart doesn't have a soul.
Bart doesn't have a soul.
Damn it!
Just-
Someone else has already pulled this trick on him.
Bart doesn't have a soul.
Already done something with their soul.
Fuck, it might be his in the bulb in the orb. Who knows? I think it's a bottle.
just gonna-
I think he's got it. I think it's in a bottle.
Bart is short for Bar Soul Bottle. Bart Soul Bottle.
I think I'm just gonna be like, someone has already claimed you. I will take the orb, and the soul of Michael be free.
Great, yeah. Yeah, and Bart like tosses it to you, like he's a fucking Devil May Cry character, and then is like, the deal is done, be gone, devil. And like, yeah.
And I start to chant. Like we can special effects this shit, right? I start doing the fucking Our Father at you in Latin.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
It does nothing, but
No, of course not. But like he doesn't need to know.
right.
In
It's
nomine
like,
Patre et Filii et Spiritus Sancti. Be gone.
yeah, I'm gonna act like it annoys me, I guess, and just walk away.
Oh dear.
Awesome.
Yeah, just
So-
some more regular church stuff.
Yeah. So what do you do with the bottle with the soul in it once you've got it?
Oh well, I'm gonna spend some time actually taking a good look at it.
Yeah.
I'm like trying to see if this soul is of any value to me, or if it's like a snack. I don't know.
Yeah. I think so. So what does that look like? Where do you take it? What do you do with that?
I just like dinkle it around and look in it. I like don't use my demon voice anymore. I'm just like, oh, this is hazy and give it a sniff, maybe taste it a little bit.
Are you just putting on the demon voice?
Oh yeah, I just put on
Like,
the demon voice.
Yeah, like the demon voice I love. That's so good.
It's just for times where it's helpful.
Yeah. So yeah, I think you you're examining this soul, and you realize that it has that it's like a very very like it would be a very valuable soul, right? It's the soul of like a saint or something like it, except it has it would be a ghost if it weren't in the bottle.
got unfinished business.
It has a streak of unfinished business through it, which makes it kind of like volatile or fragile. It could like kind of like break and become almost worthless. But yeah, you could at the moment it's in a bottle, so
I'm gonna eat it.
all right, sure. I think. I mean, yeah. I think. Yeah. You. What do you just like drink it like a liquid or?
So my tongue has like fucked up circles and runes on it, kind of like Gluttony in Full Metal, and my jaw opens up about back to here, and I just open like this, and I cork it and just
Great.
just
Yeah, awesome. So you immediately are just like, overcome with like terror, like this absolute. You're gonna take major hearts harm as like you are faced with the image of a ship in the like sky that is like unfolding like a fucking transformer, and like reaching towards you with giant metal claws. And I think you have this moment of being like this is my fault. And then this thing just like consumes you, and you have this you have this memory of like utter fear and like guilt.
It was a trickery soul.
So yeah, you need
it's all good.
you take a heart's harm, major heart's harm.
Yeah, I'll just take that.
Because yeah, you can resist it if you want to, but
I don't have any things in there.
so you'd be rolling 0 dice, yeah.
Like I could resist for you, but do I want to?
It's up to you.
How does it work? Yeah, let me check this. Resistance, blah blah blah, then dice, blah blah, gain terror, blah blah.
So yeah, defend. You can defend another by redirecting the danger to yourself in some way, and then resisting it.
All right, here's my pitch.
Pitch.
This happens. The like horrible venom moment where your like disgusting tongue is doing things.
Mm-hmm.
And then the soul's in there, and you'd start freaking out and having an adverse reaction. and I think I just like reach inside my like priest cassock and pull out like a corner of the funeral shroud, and like using it to like separate my hand and like protect it, I like reach down and just like pull the soul back out,
Ooh.
Ooh, cool.
and then like
Alright.
bundle it up in the shroud cloth.
Cool. Well, do you know resist that then?
Yeah,
so
I do.
That harm is coming at you. It's heart's harm and it's major.
Yeah, let's do this.
Cool.
I take
Excellent.
one.
So you gain 1 terror.
It's
on
a
your
bit
terror cloth.
spooky,
It's a little bit spooky, but it's not nearly as spooky as it was for you.
but I like spooky things. So,
Yeah,
you know, I'm
exactly.
not-
Yeah.
I was enjoying that. Why'd you take it?
Is that what you say?
Yeah.
I think I like sigh. I like it didn't look like it was agreeing with you. But like if you want to, like
That person has seen horrors. It was good. Painful.
Like a sharp tequila.
What kind of tequila do you drink it?
I don't know. I've had it once and it was bad, but it was also very alcoholic.
it was bad, but in a good way.
No, it was just bad.
Well, this person saw a giant ship unfolding in space. It had hands. It reached out and consumed them? I'm not sure. It was beautiful.
If there's a giant space robot, we should find out.
If this soul were more stable, would it be worth something to your collection?
Oh, yes.
Alright.
Dangerously valuable, I would say.
Can I keep them for a day and a night and see if I can make them less fragile so you can keep them? And if I can't, you can just eat them and be in pain.
Either's fine with me.
Yeah, we like shake hands.
Cool.
Are you sure you want to shake my hand?
Yeah.
So yeah, what's the plan?
I think DC, I think I may already have like promised Utra that like on my death my soul will belong to Utra. I'm just like I
Something
don't
like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine with me.
Yep.
Yeah. That was
fairly
the
right.
foundation of our friendship. Is I was like, when I die, you can have my soul. And you were like, you're all right, buddy.
Cool. All right. So yeah, what do we see of what are you doing with the soul?
Well, I take it back to the ship with me. I like stuff it back inside my cassock so that it's nicely concealed. And I go back to the ship and I go into my cabin, which is not it's not the biggest cabin, but it's not the smallest cabin either.
Oh, yeah, biggest cabin.
Yeah, cabin probably has the biggest cabin. And I light some candles, and I pull out my hip flask and like have a shot of apple cider to like steady my nerves. And I take off my like fake Catholic priest robe, and lay the funeral shroud like out on my bed, like a blanket. I lay it down. Only we can see like the outline of a human shape under it. Like it's draped over a body, but there's no one there. I think I sigh. I think we now get a shot of like Wick is just like incredibly like withered and wizened. And like I don't think he's an old man.
Just like
Maybe in his
aged by
30s.
something
But
else. Yeah.
yeah, like weather beaten and also just like really like thin, but like skin and bones thin, not like attractively lean thin.
Yeah.
And he like, he like stands there for a moment and we just see him like shirtless. And I think he's got like a bunch of tattoos. like including far enough down his arms that like there's a reason that it's always like fake priest robes and stuff he wears because it conceals the signs.
Yep.
He's a Mount Crescent priest. And then he like grabs just like a big woolly blanket and like wraps it around himself really cozily and sits down on a chair next to the bed. And like reaches just barely under the funeral shroud to hold the like invisible hand. And just says, "How long has it been since your last confession, my son?"
Right. Yeah. Cool. Sounds like you are relating.
Yeah, I want to relate to this ghost.
What's your intention?
I want to do like talk therapy on this ghost.
Yeah. Cool. So you
Like,
want to
he's-
heal
he's
heal
like-
the wound in it.
Yeah, like it sounds like his main problem is he's got some like unresolved business kind of lingering,
Yeah.
and I want to try and like talk him through that, through like whatever blend will work of, like using the religious like world construct that he is probably familiar with and belongs to, and like using the like wisdom about the nature of death and like the acceptance of death that like comes from my like personal perspective.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Yeah. So, roll to relate. Is that 6? Excellent. Cool. I wasn't watching.
Very good at plate tax.
Yeah, you are. So, yeah. I think they have, they are, like, plagued by guilt. Because their hubris led to the like loss of their of like the crew of the ship that they were like the crew of the ship that they were traveling on, and probably unleashed some kind of terror upon the world. They
Good job.
as a like they are like an important person, like a kind of like a marked figure by the Catholic Church, as like
Yep.
this person is a saint, right? Like while they are still alive.
Yeah, right, like a living saint.
Yeah, they're a living saint. And they haven't been like de-sainted,
Yep.
despite the fact that they because like no one knows that this happened. That they traveled to the edge of a death, and like attempted to tame it. And so, and in doing so, in doing so, unleashed some shard of it, or some element of it. What they did to try and tame it came back towards them, right? The thing that they unleashed, so that the weapon or the tool that they tried to use to tame the death, instead became its own thing and haunted their ship.
Yep. And wait, just to be clear, the death with an A, not depth with a P.
DEATH.
Yep, cool. I thought so, but I just wanted to confirm.
Yeah, they traveled to that. They traveled to death by like exposure.
Yep, and tried to like make that not a danger in the world.
Yeah, and the result was that the thing, whatever it was that they used to try and tame it, became its own, like turned against them when exposed to that force.
Yeah, and so I think like,
and now like inhabits an engine somewhere.
Yeah, and I think I like nod, and like, does he seem like at ease having had this like heard and like, processed by someone?
I mean, I think that would be a separate thing. to like getting the answers.
I mean, I just wanted to fix him.
Yeah,
I
okay,
wasn't
you did want to fix him. That's true. So we would let that ride. So yeah, in that case, yeah, I think you make it. You.
I mean, he's a normal soul, not a ghost soul.
He's a normal soul now instead of an unfinished business soul. Yeah.
Yes.
And I think there's like a beat of like, just like silence, and we see like, just like this white knuckled grip, like nestled in bony white knuckled grip, nestled inside the like soft like gray fabric. And I think like we had like a weird like shift in the soundtrack, and like it feels like the setup for like, oh no, like Wick is afraid now that he's heard about the spooky haunted ghost. Oh, this is going to be a big plot element. And then I think Wick just says, "How dare you? How dare you try and unmake a death, blasphemer?
Yeah.
You are death in your marrow, and death in your veins, and death in every beating moment of your heart. Your body is dead in the name of death, and it will never rise again, no matter what the false church does."
Cool. Do you have an intention here?
I mean, I would like to command his body, using his soul as a proxy, to be like, for realsies dead.
Yeah. All right.
So that if the church, not if the church, but like if the Bureau of mortuary undertakings tries to like do any funny business and bring him back, it just like won't fucking work.
Yeah. That sounds like a
I
command.
want to make him for realsies dead.
Yeah.
But of course, the supreme irony of like Wick's worldview is that has nothing to do with his soul, because his soul was never alive either.
Yeah.
Right? Like souls exist outside of the question of like living and dying.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to command him, and I think I am definitely invoking the divine and the past sins
You
of my
certainly
target.
are. Yep.
So I'm going to take an extra die, and I get a 5.
Nice. Excellent. Good job. I mean, yeah, you absolutely like this being will not rise again, because you've like you have curdled it, right?
Yeah.
So you'll have to explain that to Uhtred, but like you have curdled it with fear and shame.
I don't know that demons ever feel shame. That should make it fairly far from a demon.
I don't
That's
know.
the angle I'm gonna try and sell anyway. We'll see how it goes.
Yep.
So yeah, I think yeah, like, we're like Wick like, and then like takes out the hip flask and like takes another slug of like warm like apple cider brandy and puts it back away, and then like stands up, still wearing just like pants and then a big like soft blanket poncho, and like bundles the grave cloth black up with the soul inside and like heads off, and we just see like grave dirt and like mold and like mast just like in a layer on the bed, which is I think the sign that like the ritual has been successful. And then we cut to me like knocking on Uhtred's door.
What do you want?
Like,
I was
your
trying to
soul.
sleep. My soul.
Delicious fear.
I hold out the orb.
Yeah, and I like I think what I end up having to do is like unfurl the grave shroud slightly, so then it covers the orb like we're doing a magic trick. Because I think the orb is the shroud is the only thing that means that like the uncontained soul like stays coherent and being manipulated. So I like cover your hand with this blanket and then like pull it off with a flourish, and now the soul is in the orb, I guess.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! It's a magic trick.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome.
Yeah, and I like reach down and hold out the like flask, and I'm like, drink?
No drink.
Oh no.
I'm too
Edgy.
the Inquisitor there. Put me off. I thought they wouldn't be out here.
You know what they say. You never expect the Inquisition.
Banned. Blocked.
I suppose.
Someone hit that kid with a newspaper.
I think somewhere in these discussions, Mila has picked up that there was talk of a giant, horrific robot,
Oh yeah, totally.
Definitely came up.
Yep.
and she's like, "Let's go. Let's go get a giant robot."
This soul does, I mean, seem to have some. Well, it did have some unresolved feelings about releasing a new terror upon the earth and or upon the solar
Skies?
system.
Yeah, upon the skies, upon the heavens. Yeah.
That seems. I mean, if it has a soul, that could be really interesting. But even if it doesn't, it could be pretty powerful to use.
Can you ask it where it is?
Not anymore.
I can just. I mean, I have the
can-
memory of.
You have the memory.
where
You can. Yeah. If you were navigating, you could navigate to it.
Okay.
If you wanted to.
As a priest of death, Ash,
Yes.
is knowing where death by exposure might lie a thing
That's up to you.
that I might know? Because, like, that feels like a thing that I might know.
I think that sounds like a study roll.
Would it be study or just, like, reason?
Or reason, yeah.
If I'm trying to, like, consult my own internal...
Either
maxim.
or, yeah. I mean, reason is really, and like this needs to be explained better. Reason is really a social skill, more so than anything else.
Right, like reasoning with people.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Or reasoning through things. So maybe you could do it as reason.
Yeah, so actually, I think
It could be reason or study. It's your choice.
what this might look like is like Mila sat down with all of our like star charts, and then like me like getting Utra to talk through the memory and like asking pointed questions, and us trying to like together like pick through and figure out like where the fuck is this place?
Yeah. Yep.
Because I think from memory, DC, your study is pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we can find it. I'd be interested to see what this unfolding ship of evil is, what it does, why.
How it fucks.
I'm just gonna quickly mute myself for a second, and I'm gonna go AFK for like 5 seconds. I'll be back in just a minute.
I love that I can't tell if that was in character or not, Cammy. Because that feels like a thing your character would also absolutely say.
It's of military importance.
As
Sacred.
as
Death by
Utra,
exposure
I think
is one of the oldest deaths.
there's an interest in that. Maybe if there's this giant evil, or even if it isn't evil, there's this thing I can use maybe to destroy the
The Inquisition.
yeah.
Also, like, there may well be a bunch of like dead bodies floating around there that still have and a bunch of like weird trapped souls that you could steal. It's like I feel like anyone that this thing killed probably didn't go right like the usual way.
That could be of use to me.
All right. I'm back. Cool. All right. So, what's the plan? Are we're gonna do a fly?
We're going to do a fly. We're going to test out your flying mechanics.
Yeah. All right. Cool. So I think it is 4 o'clock. to find the to find death by exposure. So yeah. What does
Death
it
by
look like?
Exposure is my new podcast. It's the story of a bunch of companies who are really shitty to their artists and freelancers.
Yep, I love it. So yeah, do we know what does it look like as we leave port?
I think I file a report saying this is what we're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
So the military knows where we're going and
Yeah,
what we're doing.
right. Yeah.
Even though they don't need to know a goddamn thing about our business.
Well, I'm not a disgraced officer. I'm still an officer of this. Like, it's my job to tell them where I'm going and what I'm doing.
I'm not
DC.
blaming you. I'm saying that it's their bullshit that you have to do.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, DC, I have to ask this question, and this is
Yeah.
not at all meant as an insult to Utra. Is Utra a little bit of a libertarian?
probably. I mean,
makes sense.
if that's
Daredevil.
that's like the closest thing that I could say is their policy on politics in general.
Yep.
In as much as they interact with politics. How does money work in this game, Ash?
Yeah. Do you need to start with? Let's say you start with like 3 coin
Is that collectively as the crew or individually?
individually.
Cool. I would like to spend. I would like to offer Autumn 2 coin to murder Bart.
Right. Yes. In which case, yeah.
Because he was rude to my friend.
Yes. Let's.
And because he's the wrong kind of religious.
You are tier, like, let's assume you're tier 1 contact. So let's roll
Sure.
a single dice for that.
I thought you meant autumn, like you were offering the season of
Yeah,
autumn.
that's the thing that could happen in this game.
That is the thing that that like if I did that in any role-playing game, no one watching us would be surprised.
Yeah. I mean, Autumn could absolutely be an indomitable force in this game, right? Like
Yeah.
like the season of Autumn.
I mean, how do we know that the person Autumn isn't the season Autumn?
Right? We don't know. Yeah.
You don't know, Cammy.
Like I don't know if you've seen this part of me playing it, but the peacock wind is absolutely like embodied spring, right? Like it makes things just go like grow just everywhere. Verdancy all over the place. All right, so did you want to roll a single dice for Autumn's tier?
Yes, I would. If I pay an extra coin so that he can get some real good knives, can I give him a bonus die?
Yeah, right. Sure, why not?
Yes. I love play storming because I can just con my way into bullshit like this.
Yep. All right, cool. I mean, we won't know what happens until we get back to port, right? Until we return to port, until we return to New Adelaide.
But it looks like it went like
Looks
kind
like
of
it went
well.
okay. It
Should've
was
Someone's dead.
it was
Could've
successful,
gone worse. Could've gone
probably.
worse.
Yeah, could have gone better. Could have gone worse. Cool, awesome. Yeah. So let's engage our flying rules because
Choo choo.
this is like the central part of this game. Choo choo. So
That's
the
noise that
great
steam
red
train makes, not
the
diesel train.
pardon. I mean,
That's
this is
the
still it's
sound of
diesel
the kind of
punk.
train.
It's diesel punk shaped. I don't think it is diesel. Like it's not diesel powered.
I know.
But the great
Just
red
trying
form
to stand
of
up for the train fandom
yeah.
after you insulted them earlier.
Okay,
I am the officer. I am doing the commanding. I'm telling everyone where to go.
Yep, cool. Who is doing other jobs?
How many jobs do we need to fill?
You have so the point is that you just fill whatever jobs you can. The point is that like no two people can be officer, no two people can be engineer. Right? So if you've got 2 people who are good at tinker, one of them is going to have to choose something else.
I am being. Fuck me. What is this called on a ship? It's not the bosun, because the bosun does a very specific job.
I mean,
I'm gonna
that,
call-
like Luke,
There's a list of things you
there's
can
a
do.
list on the thing.
Is it an exclusive list?
Yeah, it is.
But what about all the other things you can do on a ship? Okay.
Yeah, I
I'll
think
pick-
there might need to be one that is the bosun or the quartermaster.
No. Of these, the only one of these that I am otherwise competent at, other than commanding, is reason. So I will be the signaler.
Cool, sounds good. Cool. And
And like,
you s-
it sounded like Uhtred was going to be navigator,
That's what it
even just like
sounded
within the
like.
fiction.
yeah. DC,
Yes.
are you going to be the navigator?
Yeah, I mean, I know where we're going, kind of. Well, I know what the destination is and how to maybe get there.
Cool, awesome. So, officer, roll command; navigator, roll study; and signaler, roll reason. And
Uhtred,
who is
the navigator.
and Mila is acting captain, aren't you?
Yes.
Cool.
I got a 5 for my command roll.
Cool.
I got a 4.
I tell the anonymous workers exactly what to do.
And I'm rolling study, correct?
Yep.
Achoo. Got a 6. Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
nice. So on a success, you make 3 progress. So that is 3 ticks on the clock. The godhead speed, and Kemi, you take no stress, no terror. The godhead speeds through the night sky, passing by huge forests and wrecked and abandoned farmsteads. An iceberg narrowly misses one of your sails as it topples overhead. But yeah, you make good progress. You enter into a part into a part of the sky that is dry, and the sky itself seems to be gritty. The air intakes for your boiler complain at the hardness of the air here, and your lungs feel like they're developing
A lining.
like when a shower gets a calcium or a lime buildup. They feel like they're getting a bit of a calcification or something similar.
This is the story of how we all got silicosis.
Yeah, right. But yeah, you've moved into a different area of sky, and yeah, you've got 3 ticks on your 4 clock. So
Hell yeah.
Can we just do again?
yep,
Okay.
yeah, go
More
again.
sailing.
Sail, sail, sail. Come on, give me a 6.
Only a 4.
4 is the highest, and 1 strain for 1 terror for the captain.
Oh, man.
Due to like confusing navigation, right? Like, but you do make it. Assuming that on a success with complication, you spy an opportunity. You can investigate it or make 2 progress. So like the opportunity that you spy, I think you discover like a settlement or something similar. It's mostly like harborage, and I think you can spot from a distance that those ships are not registered, they're not legal, and they are armed. That it's probably a settlement of like people who don't
Bandits?
like bandits or rebels or something like that, which if you were to deal with it in some way, you would be like you would receive accolades. Otherwise you can take the 2 progress and just let it
Or-
pass on by.
We could investigate a cool haunted ship monster.
Yeah, that you'll just let those rebels be.
We're gonna go and get the haunted ship monster and come back and punch the rebels right in the dick.
That's a good plan.
It does have hands, so it can probably punch.
That's why we made Cammy the captain.
Yep. Cool. Also, so yeah, you leave the insurrectionists and you follow the confusing circular navigational route that is like given to you by the ghost memory, and I think I think we eventually happen upon a part of the sky where you can I think you pass by death by exposure. It is a great and roiling seam in or tear in life. All manner of I think you see drops of sweat like bead on your skin and then like drop into the sky towards it as it sucks the moisture from your very skin.
Bad suck.
Oh my god. Caught on its corners and latched onto onto death by exposure are all sorts of detritus of life that has been taken by it. Starched skeletons, mummified cattle, ships brought to rust and ruin and crashed against death against this death here. And you managed to keep a wide berth so as not to be drawn into its pull. And I think once you come around it in a wide circle, far as starboard, you spot smoke in the sky, that is traditional for an engine of some sort. And yeah, you make it out in the distance. What do you do? You can close on it at any time.
I mean,
What do we think is our course of action?
Put my hand out there and grab some leftover souls. No, I'm just kidding. We should probably drift or something. Don't show massive signs of life unless we want to bait it out. But
yeah, I mean, I'm also I'm looking at the time. We've got 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And that's a pretty strong place to.
Do you want to leave it there?
Leave it
Yeah.
on two.
Yeah, just
I'm just putting that out there. We could do that.
we could leave it on the as we see. I think we leave it as one of the anonymous crew is smoke a starboard far range, and then we see basically the sky version without a face on the front, but the sky version of bright blue Thomas the Tank Engine basically unfold into Megatron. And all of the crew line up with their rifles and
drop to my
Uhtred takes
knees,
the sniper
praying.
rifle. Yeah. And I think that's a good place to leave it. Cool. That was fun.
That was good.
Yeah, there are some rough edges on the thing that I always struggle with when I first make a game is getting that stuff that gets the story moving, to get it moving quickly. But I feel like we found a place that that feels good. Yeah, I liked that, and it was interesting. I really liked the fact that we had different levels of exposure to the Sunless Skies universe that meant that we. And then the Failbitter universe, that meant that we could have, some people who are hewing closer to, and some people who are dragging us into this other space, which is good because it's a game that's inspired by. It's not Skyfarer, right? Skyfarer is the official game. This is a game that is what does playing in this space feel like separately? So yeah,
I because it's not that specific about the lore, I guess, is that yeah, we can pick ephemeral things and say this is manifest physically. So souls, death, etc. Like
Hearts.
hearts. I really
The
like
flow of
that.
letters.
Yeah. As soon as you said like I've got this person's heart, I'm like, I'm
Hearts are my
so
favorite.
That's bad.
using that. Yeah.
I really liked the idea that we mentioned of, like writing up like kind of like how Blades has the like starting scenario, like a little set of starting scenarios that are like, why are you returning to port? Your captain is dead. You just finished a thing that like gives some like good starting kick that is then flavored by everyone's choices of like who are they running away from.
Yeah, I think that is
It's
a
a
good
nice way to balance things there.
good little trick there. I think also the like one of the things that I don't want this game to have is the job downtime loop. I don't want that to be formally defined. I don't want it to be like, what job are we doing? But also I want to make sure that there's some of those tools there to like help you move forward, because that's the thing that that Blades does really well. So it's be like at any given point in time, you know which tool to pick up to move you forward in the story. So I think that's cool.
I think having a starting allowance of coin and supply will help with that,
Yeah, I think so. I think that makes
because it
sense.
sets the game economies into motion rather than us just being like, are we in need? Are we in surplus? Are we where are we sitting?
Yeah. Yeah. And those are some things that could be like tableized, right? And be like, you know, roll to find out
Love
which
a good table.
which things you are in need of and which things you are in surplus of. Like, what are the things you need and what are the tools you have to solve that?
Yeah, like even a little like the hard holder move in Apocalypse World.
Yeah, that's a really good
the start of
really good
session
thing
one.
to take a look at, because yeah, that is a really solid way of like managing that in a single move, basically. I felt like Travel Across the Skies did the thing that I wanted to do that I think sets this game apart from other Fortune in the Dark stuff. In that it made it so that we did two of those to get to the place we wanted, and we passed up that opportunity, which I think was really cool. Like it presented us with choice in that way, so that was cool. Yeah.
As a GM, I would want tables
Yeah, I think so.
but it's like specifically for like cool kinds of sky sea.
Yeah.
Where it's
Things
just like
to
roll on
find
the
in space.
tables, and the keywords are like gritty, color, green, mood, sad, and it's
Yeah.
like cool. What does that place look like?
One of the things that I did enjoy doing with that was like being like, what is some stuff that I haven't seen in Skies, right? Like, what is some stuff that
Texture.
it feels the same, that has the same kind of mood, but is something new. So that was cool. Like we were like, oh no, different kinds of death are a thing you can encounter. So yeah. Yeah, cool. Well, let me just check how if I've messed up with this time stuff. Because I think I have a little bit.
But it's only off by an hour, so
Yeah, so I think it'll be. So I think
7.
that I've got an extra hour in the middle. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go on to break, and then it's hi Aaron. And I think I'm going to check in with the group for the next game. If they are an hour and a half or whatever it is out, then what I might do is I might play some video games in the middle gap here. Otherwise,
For instance, Sunless
potentially
Skies.
Sunless Skies, we'll see.
Hypothetically.
Or like maybe Caves of Code or something. Yeah, so I'm gonna go on break and work out what the next movements are going to be, and we'll be back in. I'll be back in a little bit.
Aaron says she thought they were going in like 4 minutes. So it looks like
Okay.
you did time zone math correctly.
All right. I will check. I will check with everyone in the stream chat. Cool. All right.
birthday, happy birthday.
Thank you so much.
Birthday.
Cool. All right. I'll catch you later.
Bye.
Oh.